a few things about
Mm.
Timmy Boy. He is probably, if you look at the policies he's put through, the more progressive choice that she could have gone with. He's being attacked from the right already for things like tampons and boys' changing rooms, which is actually not even policy, but kind of an attack that hasn't worked thus far for the GOP. And the thing I'm really interested in,
Mhm.
Clint, is, you know, since the Bernie Sanders sort of revolution in the whatever it was, 10 years ago, the mid-teens, there's been a lot of us on the outside looking in go, the system's rigged. They
Mm.
really just need to burn it to the ground. They can't keep doing this to left voters and expecting them to vote, because if they don't, the worst one will get in. And it does feel a little bit like this
Mm.
is a bit of a test case. We all know that
Yeah.
left-wing policies are popular. Whether it's in
Mm.
America background gun checks, or whether it's in New Zealand the capital gains tax or whatever. But you seem to get the corporate Democrat or the corporate Labourite, and they kind of keep it more centrist. That's not where he sits. He sits a bit further to the left. And so this could be a real referendum on, are
Mm.
these more left policies really as popular as the polls tend to say they are? So I'm fascinated by it. What about you?
Yeah. I think he's such an interesting choice, and everything we've seen of him today, he's one of these people who can express left wing values as just common sense and kindness, and just what a good decent person does. And that's something that a lot of, I think, left wing leaders do struggle with. Maybe that they are overeducated and out of touch with the working class. But someone like this, um, you think in New Zealand of Savage or Kirk, or even contemporarily like Karen McNulty. They talk like ordinary people. They and they're prepared to not prepared to put up with any nonsense. He'll call these things out as weird, and for him un-American, and and say, no, that's not what our values are. Our values are kindness, not bullying. When you guys are the weird ones, and that you're all concerned with um attacking trans people and all these things. You're not actually focused on what ordinary Americans who aren't driven by that kind of hate, what they care about. And so, I think he's a really good choice in that respect. And also Minnesota, has I think it's got the largest Muslim population percentage in America. So that's quite an important population for them to be shoring up. So I think he's going to be quite a good pick for a number of reasons. And obviously the white male side of it, they needed that balance as well. So, I think it's a good pick.
So what you're saying is he's a DEI hire, because they needed to pander to the white male vote, didn't they?
Absolutely.
I'm making a joke, but it's exactly what it is. The only time they bring it up, though, is when the person in question has a brown face. When they have a white face and they've been employed for a specific reason to attract a specific demographic, that's just smart politics. If they've got a brown face, then it's a DEI hire. And the other thing about his record that JD Vance was talking about is, like, go for it, boy. Attack him on his record. He brought free school lunches into his state whilst the Republicans were voting down the family tax credit. Go for it. Go after him. I thought today about the only thing that will be more exciting, or maybe not more exciting, but as exciting as a debate between Kamala Harris and Trump will be frickin' Waltz and JD Vance. I mean, God, that would just be like popcorn fest. I can't wait. I can't wait. The other thing, JD Vance has obviously become an embarrassment. Yeah. And there is plenty of credible sources saying Trump is annoyed and wish that he hadn't done it. And the way he's got around that is by saying you don't vote for the vice president. The vice president is basically ceremonial. They don't matter. But now he's stuck with a problem, because either the vice president doesn't matter, therefore he's got no reason to go after Waltz, or the vice president does matter and he has to own JD Vance. He's kind of stuck both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And you know, the reality is that Vance does matter for Trump a lot, because look at Trump's age. You know,
Yeah,
the odds
yeah.
that he won't be able to see out a term are quite high, and it's perfectly legitimate to say who takes up the reins if you can't complete your term. This really weird guy who you know, he's had some funny stories made up about him in couches, but actually, like, what he says about himself is weird as well. So, you know, he's a very online right guy, and I don't think that plays as broadly as, you know, in the we get used to seeing those guys. You know,
Yep.
we live in that online world as well, but actually out in the real world, it's guys like Waltz who are much more normal.